Hi, my name is Mário Escarce, and I'd like to present our paper titled A Meta-Interactive Compositional Approach that Fosters Musical Emergence Through Ludic Expressivity. This work is part of my PhD research at Lancaster University and was developed in collaboration with Georgia Rossmann from Person Interactive in Brazil and Leandro Soriano and Elisa Rubegni, also from Lancaster University in the UK. This work is about dynamic emergence of music and in how we can establish different interactive models for composers, regardless of their expertise level in musical theory and practice, to produce a coherent musical corpus. We're going to present a new concept that we're calling meta-interactivity, as well as a system that can be comprehended as a virtual reality musical instrument that we developed as a proof of concept to verify the efficiency of meta-interactivity. When we talk about the dynamic generation of music, we currently can identify two strands of it, one related to more autonomous approaches, where an algorithm generates from scratch a musical corpus based on pre-established parameters, such as tempo and melodic structures, for example. These self-sufficient approaches are now being widely explored in AI works, where researchers are engaged in the creation of music in a more autonomous fashion, in a way to mimic human behavior. On the other hand, we also have partially autonomous systems, and we can observe many interesting HCI research approaching musical interfaces that allow interesting music to emerge out of the interaction between human agents and a system. Many collaborative approaches for the emergence of music also happen in an implicit cooperation fashion, which consists of individuals producing interesting music as a side effect of an experience such as playing a game, for example. In our work, the approach we are proposing aims to explore awareness. That is, the user might be just having a pleasant and fun experience with the interface of our system. However, they can appropriate from the system mechanics to make it work as a ludic musical instrument. To achieve this, we created a system that translated the user's in-game actions into coherent musical pieces. We're also motivated to allow the creation of relevant and coherent musical pieces not limited to experts. Therefore, our goal is to maximize users' performance in a compositional endeavor, exploring aptitudes of the users not necessarily related to musical composition. At the same time, we try to impose the least constraints in terms of creative freedom as possible. Thus, some of the questions we try to answer in this work are: is music produced through human-computer collaboration better than fully automatically generated music? Is our approach efficient to improve the user experience and support the generation of interesting music? Can music generated by novices through this approach match or even surpass music produced by experts? We assume it's very hard to dissociate any form of artistic manifestation from the human factor, and in our evaluation, we had a validation of this assumption. As we mentioned before, we are calling the approach we're proposing meta-interactivity, which is a translation system for artistic endeavors, where we try to extend an individual's ability or action and turn it into a proficiency. For instance, our idea is to take an aptitude, such as drawing, and convert it into something like a musical composition, but in a more ludic fashion. We are trying to verify the efficiency of the meta-interactive approach through a system that we developed called Bubble Sounds. Bubble Sounds is a VR experience we produced as an artistic installation, where we created an association system of bubbles that contains musical notes with colors from the infrared to ultraviolet spectrum. And when these notes are triggered, they follow a procedure that makes the music coherent in a matter of rhythm, never generating cacophony, which are unpleasant musical structures. So we abstract users from dealing with complex musical notation elements, and they compose music using colors instead. The system uses a VR device and a microphone to capture the user's input. So as the user directly stares at a determined bubble, he or she can clap hands, and the variation in the audio frequency will release the notes inside the bubbles and make them active. Well, we observed some very promising results in our evaluation. For instance, we observed that the difference between the music produced by novices and experts in a pool of 111 human subjects who agreed to participate in the evaluation was not statistically significant, according to a chi-square test. So the system allowed interesting musical outcomes to emerge from novice users as well. In this evaluation, we also had an autonomous agent playing with the system, and we compared the partial autonomous version with the fully autonomous, and the pieces produced by human agents were massively recognized as better music. In this case, we could confirm with 91% confidence that people would prefer the music generated out of the collaboration with the system rather than the fully autonomous creation. It also guided novice users in the creation of quality music. So, for instance, we observed that the perception of quality was also not statistically significant regarding proficiency level. So the music produced by novices was also highly acknowledged as an interesting musical piece. The meta-interactive approach has presented an immense potential to provide novice users resources to produce quality music through our translation system, with an external audience composed by experts and non-experts assessing and perceiving the sounding outcome as a coherent musical piece. Our experiments also show that art cannot be dissociated from the human aspect. Therefore, we believe this work can contribute to novel ways to think and design musical interactive systems capable of supporting individuals in any form of creative effort, such as musical composition, without imposing excessive restrictions that may affect users' artistic expression. Well, this is it. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions, and thank you.